What's up, y'all? Base Phoenix here, and we're getting back, we're back into the swing of things. Hey, I gotta make sure the book link still works because I'm uploading another version of it. Oh, that's YouTube. Another version of it, because one of the biographies, and it was driving me insane, said a character was male when they were very clearly not female. I think I mentioned this last time, and I couldn't leave it like that. I want the book to have no mistakes. Oh, look, it's more of me. You're gonna, it's like, that's in the past, though. That's past me. That's YouTube. I think the link still works for now until they upload the new one. I'm gonna have to change the link for the fifth time. It's no problem though, as long as the proper thing is getting uploaded. All right. Buy the book if you haven't bought the book already. It's a really good read. Yeah, see, it's still in the new things are still being updated. Um, good book. Superhero book. Who doesn't like superheroes nowadays? It's good stuff. Superheroes, you know, they save people. If you want to save yourself by buying the book, you want to, you save yourself from boredom. You save yourself from boredom. You too are a hero because you're saving yourself from the boredom. You buy a superhero book, you become in turn maybe not a super, you're just a normal hero. I don't think you got a super. Batman technically a superhero, I guess. He ain't got no powers, but I don't know. All right, y'all. We're gonna get back into the swing of writing this story. I was describing. Oh, we're gonna go through. Yeah, excuse me. We're gonna go through. I finished them, or what I could finish of them, and of the delinquents. And I started doing the main villain because I want him to be on the main cover. Like I said, these descriptions here are for artists, but they're also kind of for me. Um, so I can get to know these people. Like I do like a RPG breakdown of everybody. Um, so they got their own thing going on here. I just gotta find them. Oh gosh. All right. Oh, the YouTube channel should be up to date as far as all the Twitch videos go now. So we're good to go there. Why is this green thing glowing? Complex audio setup, we've got you covered. Got it, thanks. I don't need that. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna go through them again. We got Zero, Male. Well, I'm not gonna read all this. I just kind of want to fill you guys in on where we didn't cover last time. Oh, my artist drew a picture of what Exobyte looks like so far. Not colored or anything, but this is what she looks like. She's 7 inches tall. There we go. That's kind of hard to see. She got like a shark fin at the top. She's that's a robot, y'all. You never seen a robot like that in your life. In your life, I've never seen a robot like that either. In my life. We need more robots. He's a professional robot. Zashi, we went through Zashi as well. Made her like navy blue and neon orange stuff. Um, yeah, we gave her accessories and all that. So Plaid the lad, we did not finish, but I finished him off screen. Oh, I also want to do their personality stuff, so we'll do that in a second. Plaid, the absolute lad unit man. Oh God, I didn't give him an eye color. I think it was supposed to be red or green. I think bright green might be dope because I think his color set is it black and green? Yeah, black and green. Yeah, okay. Eyes bright, glowing green. Um, okay. So he's essentially just a super unit. He's a lad, super lad. Uh, so I described him here, solid peak condition. We already had that last time, I believe. Messy, spiky hair, black t-shirt, long sleeves underneath, with neon green stripes running down the sides of the long sleeve shirt. Um, Black and green neon shorts, like basketball shorts, high tops, basketball sneakers. Neon green accents on everything. Navy blue as a third color wherever possible. That was just a little note for the artist. Um, Accessories, he has tattoos and scars all over his body, mainly shown in his legs. No, he did not skip leg day. It is very important to, I think it's very important to describe that a certain, when you have a lad like lad, when you have an absolute lad like this man's right here, he, it's important like to know that he's not just all upper body. You don't want that. You don't want that in the character. He's got to be like, he's like Mr. Incredible. Like have you seen Mr. Incredible's legs? Like that man skipped all the leg days. Welcome to the stream, Daddy. Glad you could make it. Um, we're just going over some the last two characters on the thing that we did not go over last time. And I'm describing how Glad the Lad did not skip leg day. You know, he's a super guy, got like all this upper body strength and all of that, but he ain't skip leg day, so he's got lower leg strength too. He's not a walking popsicle. Then we got Grace. She does not have a real name. She was given the name Grace because she's so graceful with the weapons she uses. She's head. She has no eyes because she's a flaming skull. Oh, I need to specify violet flames. Coating her skull. Auditory teleportation, deadhead physiology. I mean, she can take souls, and she gets more powerful from taking souls, which is the soul empowerment power. Energy claws given to her as a little gift by her brother, who is in this. What did I call him? Black Guard, the Special Guard. I was gonna say the Space Guard. Um, they're military grade energy claws. Like, oh, why do I have two things open? Virtues. So like the lad Blackjack here. I always miss, yes. So these are the claws that I'm referring to, these energy, if it wants to give me the energy to open it. These energy claws right here is what Grace has. She also has a helmet covering her head. Um so it's not she's not flaming skull, that's not easy on the eyes with any, especially if the flames are purple. Like you ever run into somebody who has you just happen to bump into somebody that has a first of all they have a skull out, like their head is not a head, is a skull, and it's on fire. You ever personally I haven't, but if you have, please share that story because I want to know what you were smoking and just how much you were smoking. If you happen to run into it, if you happen to have run into anybody that had a flaming skull for a head, because that's not normal in the slightest. So energy claws. She has energy claws like her. This is her brother here. You can't see his flaming skull underneath. This is like paint, like white paint. Um, she got these. That's for right now. That's all I gave her because auditory teleportation is pretty cool when when linked with these energy plasma laser claw things. And then she also has her alien abilities. So unlike the rest of her squad mates who happen to be from the planet, they are of the stellar race, which again, the humans, as close as close in genetic makeup to humans as possible. They are from a different planet, and they are all born with superpowers, natural born superpowered people. Um, they're specific powers, but superpowers nonetheless. That's what the Stellars are. Grace, unlike the rest of her folks there, is not a Stellar. She is, like I said, a deadhead. She was brought to the planet. I think her brother brought her there. Well, that wouldn't make sense. I forgot her backstory. I'm not gonna try and make it up on the spot right now, and it's gonna confuse you guys. I'm not here to confuse you. I'm not here to be confused. That's not. Would that be kind to you? Confuse you? That's not. So she's fit. That's like normally my go-to because unless I specify really that the character has a different body type, like their peak condition or they're thin, which you'll see in the next person we're doing, they're thin. That's normally like just together, built, well built. Um, Black, violet, and gold color scheme. Space helmet with black visor, kind of like this. Not exactly like this, but oh god. Uh, um. Oh, sorry. Let me mute this. You don't want that jumping out at you. I'm thinking about adding like a playlist or something, like a quiet playlist to stream copyright free music to stream too. So you don't just hear my heater. I mean, it's a good heater. Don't get angry at the heater. I don't even need this right now. Like it's pretty comfortable up here, but I just like having the heat on me. Like my brother does. My brother will turn on the heater in the summertime because he likes the hot air when it's 90 degrees in the room. Um, Space helmet got a jacket, all collar, so it goes up to like here. He also has the helmet on, so it's kind of like the whole thing. And then ever so slightly baggy pants, boots, and gloves. You don't want to see like you don't ever see what dude looks like outside of his costume. The same goes for his older sister that raised him, Vyra, and the same goes for Grace here. The only time you ever see them outside of their costume is just when they take their helmet off. So that's not really outside their costume. So you don't, as I was saying, you don't ever really see them outside their costume. So here, relatives, Black Jackal, older brother alive, Vyra, older sister alive. Vyra raised both of them because Vyra is much older than both of them. But I think how old is Black Jackal? 18. Black Jack. They don't just call him Jack or LT because he's a lieutenant in the special guard. Then we have the villain of the series, Omnispect. His real name is Vid. Vid means God. What does it mean? Guys, what does it mean? It means sight in one of the languages out there. It means sight. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Electric boy, laser, sword, samurai, alien, man, guy, underground villain. Croatian for sight. That's what it was. So that's his real name. He's of the stellar race. I didn't give him an age yet. I'm imagining him to be kind of young. His eyes vary. So his weakness, like he has all of these superpowers, right? It's all vision based. That's his whole thing. Um, it's all sight, omnispect. Um, his vision, he's got all these vision powers, right? You're like, oh man, if he has all these vision powers, he can combine them because he's able to use up to two at a time, one for both eyes. He can individually choose which one goes into which eye. Um, he gonna be able to beat him. Our heroes gonna band together and beat him. Um, his weakness is he cannot see in normal vision. So if you have him looking over here and looking over there, and there's four of them, well, really five of them, and they're like yo, focus on me. As the lad is trying to tank everything he's throwing at him, he's like, "Grr, I'm an absolute unit." And then you sneak up on him because he can only use two. Like, say he's using freeze and heat vision at the same time out of two separate eyes. Um, he can't see in normal vision either. So he's either using one of these visions or looking in X-ray vision or ultraviolet vision or infrared vision, excuse me, or digital vision. Because the man cannot see like you or I. That's his biggest weakness. Um, I didn't give him any weapons, armor, or enhancement. I believe, yeah, none. Physical description. So he's thin thin and tall, long and straight hair, white and black, white with black fur. So his hoodie is white. It's a fur collared hoodie. The fur is black. Hoodie is white. Over a black business suit, black slacks, and black and white sneakers. He's not wearing dress shoes. He's wearing black and white sneakers, and that is to. It's kind of like kind of ironic because when you see a villain like him, like he's controlling all of these CEOs and he's a criminal lord, not criminal lord, crime lord, and all of this, like you're supposed to see him as black and white, which is what his whole color scheme is, but he's very much not that. And you see that, like I said, when you first see Zero meeting the only other named character at that point in the series in chapter one. Um, uh, Omnispec here gives him, hospitality. He gives him food. Like Zero is starving and stuff, and Zero just happens to save somebody in an alley. You know how I am in the alleys with with alleys. You you might not also fit alleys. All right. Um. Wait. What is this? Oh, I got it. I was copying class thing. Um, so he's very much not black and white, but like I said, it's ironic because he's dressed in all black and white clothes. So, and he wears sneakers, but he's in a business suit. So you know this guy's cool. Um, accessories. I can't think of any right now. Uh, I don't think I want him to really have any. A clean cut guy, no facial hair or anything like that. So relatives, none. Affiliation. I don't even. Oh shoot, I don't have a name for his organization. Oh, they used to be called Spatians, but that is way too close. Like pretty much exactly what something from Yu-Gi-Oh is. They were called Neo Spatians, Neo Space, and all that. So I wanted to rename them just in case. So he is Stellar. They're called Stellars. Stellar. I also put their skin color because, like I said, they're not technically speaking um, humans, but they have varying skin colors. I keep starting it with a T. Okay. Zero Stratus. Yeah, Cloud. Yeah, okay, so I did put his full name here, Zero Stratus. Neutral good. I made him chaotic good. I actually don't even need to update this document because this is where I first created them, so it doesn't really matter if I'm putting them on all these other documents, but whatevs. Um, so that is the main six characters, I guess. Um, so let's look back at chapter one, and I kind of want to see where we were at. So I'm gonna kind of like read through it a little bit, if you guys don't mind. So I don't think did I ever create a beat sheet for this. I have a synopsis sheet, but I don't think here's the synopsis here. Series follows. I don't think I made a beat sheet. Was I just having this? Oh no. We can't have that. Well, we can, but I like it better when I know where the story's going, at least a little bit. So we're gonna create a beat sheet. The technical term for what I'm about to do is a web serial. Web serial definition. Web series of a scripted or a non-scripted videos, episodic form. Okay, it's videos. Never mind. Web series. What is worm? Whatever worm. Whatever. Um. Oh, is it? I think I spelled it right. Web. Oh, it is web serial. Yeah. Okay, so I was right. Cool. So we're gonna have the beat sheet. Disturb delinquents. I'm gonna copy over what I have in the current chapter. I don't know where it's gonna end or how it's gonna end. I'm not gonna really end too far ahead for that. But we're gonna figure this out. These are the characters, right? I don't want that open. What else do I want open? I don't need that open right now yet. Move that there. Okay, I'm trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Chapter 1. Disturb, one of the most corrupt planets in the draconic galaxy of the virtuous universe. The orange tint, oh, I did make it orange, of the planet makes it appear as if there's poisonous gas from the outside. I don't want to do this in bullets, so chapter 1. Um, description. Normally I'm doing it like this. I use semicolons to separate them, but I feel like it'd be more aesthetically pleasing if sorry. If I was apologizing to you guys, not the desk. The desk didn't feel that. I hope you didn't feel that. Description of the planet. There's poisonous gas from the outside. This makes it look uninhabitable, allowing it to stay out of the eyes of possible invaders. My explanation as to why it hasn't been conquered by somebody like, oh, I don't know, a certain character that we're also writing a short story about. Um, However, if one were to dive deeper and go beyond the outer atmosphere, they would find the diversified beings that made the planet their home. Deadhead, Exen, that's how you pronounce this one. It's not Zans, Exen, like Exen. Atticaligans, Greys, Spades, Adaptals, and the planet's natives, Stellars, the closest to humans without being humans. The only difference between them and humans is that they are all born with superpowers. The planet is also under the Galactic Guard's jurisdiction. I say stiction. I think a lot of people say jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. Meaning any possible invader that would not only have to deal with the superpowered beings, but the superpowered space police. And in special cases, the special guard will show up on the planet if things were to get out of hand. Even the special guard isn't enough. On this corrupt planet, the most powerful and wealthy are in bed with those that rule the underground, both sides having those gifted with great physical ability. However, no being on the planet could stand up to the two most powerful in the universe, Prince Detrius and Monolon the Conqueror, currently. Each has their own reason for staying away from the planet, though. Detrius, still following orders from Arrow, was told to never visit the planet. Arrow, in fact, told all of his children not to cause trouble because he did not want to deal with the Galactic Guard. The Galactic Guard does deal with gods, in case you were wondering, these space police. Monlon steered clear of the planet because he believed its people were too far gone, not worth conquering, and teaching his whole effed up ideology. I always want to say ideology. It's not the word. He's incorrect in his decision, for there are some on the planet worth saving. Zero is one of them. Though in the moment this may not seem the case, as he sprints away from a few guards of the Kokaida Corporation. That is how you pronounce that. Wait, what are the notes I had here? His name comes from Cirrostratus, which is a type of cloud. He has electricity power, so there's that. Cocytus is a frozen lake of hell. This is where her name comes from. Guess one of her powers. It's not fire, but it's that's right, wind. It's ice. It's ice, guys. He has a stolen piece of the final piece of technology for something he feels compelled to complete. Um, kind of wanted it to be what I described it as yesterday, where he was looking off into the sky, enjoying the view. So I want to change this description of the planet and the reasons it has not been conquered. Uh, Introduction to Zero. Zero is one of them. Okay, I'm gonna just move this down for now. I'll leave this up here. Zero is one of them. He stares off in the distance. He's planted on the edge of a rooftop of one of the many 1,000-story high buildings. Buildings, I'm just gonna describe the buildings real quick here, are so tall, in fact, that they reach higher than the lowest clouds on the planet. There are clouds above them as well. So the skyscrapers, we'll mention the name again, normally fall in between. Well, fall and skyscraper is not a good match. Normally, so the skyscrapers normally rest in between. Should be clouds above them, rest in between. Zero is enjoying the orange view of the planet. Not much of a view though, because the planet is like mainly city, one big city, planet city. You ever go to another planet and then be like, yo, wait, this whole planet is a city? It's not very relatable, but if you've ever done that, let me know, because you're still probably smoking the same thing as before, and you probably need to go to rehab. I'm sorry. Enjoying the orange view of the planet, um, breathing in the rather toxic air before spinning around to see that he's finally been made. The case as he stands and and then sprints away from a few guards of the Kokaida Corporation. Okay, and so that whole thing just leads into what I had before. I just wanted him to have like a nice little moment before he started running. Like I don't want the first introduction to be like, "Yo, kid's a criminal." I mean, he kind of is in the eyes of the corporations, but um, I wanted like I don't have as many. I want this series to be a little different. I didn't have as many, I guess, quiet or beautiful moments in Descended as of right now. I wanted this first introduction to be like really kind of visual. Um, so he stands and sprints away from the few guards of the Kokaida Corporation. He has stolen a piece, the final piece of technology for something he feels compelled to complete. He leaps over. Okay, I think I want to just make a new paragraph here. He leaps over another rooftop as the guards struggle to keep up but a few more pop up on the rooftop he's sprinting towards next. He slides to a stop and his face shifts from determination to shock to confidence as he turns and takes a leap directly off the side of the 1,000-story the skyscraper. Jesus. This is what I was talking about before when you first get introduced to him. He leaps off a building. You're like, oh my god, what? It's crazy. Why would you ever do that? Especially off something so high. Like, why? Like, that's not safe for work or anything, really. Um, that's their first introduction to him. The guards exchange looks of confusion before running to the edge and looking over. Zero is sliding down the side of the building across the windows, electricity shooting from his feet, his eyes glowing blue. So when he's using electricity, normally his eyes are yellow, but when he's using electricity, his eyes glow blue because his electricity is blue. Because it goes with the whole. He is able to do this because his electricity keeps him magnetic. Okay, so I do explain magnetically attached to the building through the bolts shooting through the metal rods that keep the building up in between floors. He's able to walk on all the planet's structures that have metal in them this way, as if he were walking on the sidewalk. Zero slows as he approaches the ground. Okay, introduction to Zero. Zero runs from guards leaping off the Kokaida Corporation skyscraper and sliding down the windows. Uh, where were we? Zero slows as he approaches the ground floor and lightly leaps off the first floor window, landing safely on the sidewalk below. He looks up at the guards who are still on the roof. He actually shouldn't be able to see them from how far he just jumped. I just said these were 1,000-story buildings, and dude just looks up through the clouds and is like, "That Hot Wheels." Um, and he looks up at the clouds. Let's change that to clouds because he should only see clouds. Still on the roof and salutes them. Looks up at the clouds, believing. No, he shouldn't salute them. That makes no freaking sense, does it? Like, you were to see somebody, first of all, jump off the side of a building, right? Let me set up a scenario. See somebody, you're like, he did, didn't he? And then you see him turn around and look up at the building he just left off and salute at the clouds and then run off. Like, you probably have a drink or two by the end of the night, wondering what the F that was. He looks up at the clouds, believing and still on the roof, salutes them before taking off. As more guards exit the building from the lobby exit. Okay, we're gonna keep that guards exiting the lobby exit. Looks up at the clouds and takes off. Um, take looks up at the clouds, then takes off. As more guards in the crowded streets of Disturb not slow did not slow him as he weaves in and out of the sea of species, jumping in between the sides of buildings and gaps in the sidewalks to throw off the chasers. The guards use brute force, pushing and shoving their way through the crowd, finding it difficult to do anything even remotely athletic in their business suits. The only thing giving them identity being their alien heads and faces. So that sentence meaning they're all wearing the same suits, but their identities, you can know who's who, even though they're not really important, based on what they look like in the face. Some have tentacles on their face, which are the Liligo race, the squid-faced race. Others have spade-shaped heads, the Spade race, recreated. Others, large eyes, which are Exons. Some a combination of all. The Kokida Corporation wasn't picky with its guard selection process. That should not be that it. And I think it corrected it before, and it wasn't correct. Cool. As Zero weaves through the crowd, he notices the citizens sliding down the windows. Zero makes his escape through a crowd. And I don't think the beats are going to be this specific moving on, but it's just so I remember where I was in the story. Makes his escape through crowd. He notices the citizens beginning to run towards him, screaming in terror as gunshots ring. His adrenaline spikes as he runs full force towards the shots, believing he can lose the guards in the gunfight. He breaks through the last layers of pedestrians and sees a gun brawl taking place between officers of the Galactic Guard and street thugs. Zero leaps onto the closest building and runs across the windows while staying low to the ground as he does not want the guards to see him above the crowd of people. He makes it past the firefight unharmed and continues home, knowing he's lost his chasers. The cars push through the past layer of the terrified pedestrians and look at the gunfight, then at all the surrounding buildings. They've lost him. So that's the little introduction to the thing. How many pages is this? Oh, we're gonna have to go through. I'm just reading this just so I can remember where I was and how the story was going, because I want to see if I want to change anything about how characters are introduced. I like the way Sarah was introduced. I also like the way Vid was introduced, Omnispect. Um, but I want to see if there's anything that I want to change about anything that's going on in the story currently before I dive deep into it. So this is the full chapter 1 is 11 pages. So um, this is more or less like my editing process before I start uploading to Wattpad here. And I'm also before I upload to Wattpad, I gotta trying to get the cover done first. So we're gonna figure that out. Zero takes a breath as he's back to his home, back in his hometown. It looks just like the rest of the planet, except for there are digital dumpster fires, aliens and alleys being mugged, and aliens being thrown out of their apartments by lovers that they cheated on. Really specific, but Zero turns a corner and sees the entrance to his hole-in-the-wall apartment. It's a stairwell with no door that leads directly into his single-room place. He holds his palm out and creates a spark of little electricity that allows him to see the next few steps in front of him. He reaches the bottom of the stairs and walks over to a workbench that has a small, incomplete silver. Should be gold. She's gold. It's right as gold. Gold robot lying lifeless on it. He plops his Infinipack down on the bench next to the machine and begins to dig through it, searching through the infinite space within it until he pulls out the final piece that he needs to complete the robot. Uh, and escapes guards. Zero goes back home. Tries. I know what's about to happen here. Putting Exabyte together. Fails and just goes to bed. And then I think Exabyte is working the next morning, I believe. She was kind of just kind of like an update. She was updating, getting into it. pulls out the final piece he needs to complete the robot. This piece was the reason he was running, as he stole it from the corporation that had a hand in killing his father. He screws on the piece and points a static finger at it, using his powers to try and bring the robot to life. Patiently waits for a few minutes, seeing if the robot will boot up, but it does not. Trying a few more times, he calls it a night, frustrated that it all seemed for nothing. He plumps onto his cot, wondering what he'll be able to eat the next day, as he is too exhausted to try and find food for today. The guards that were chasing Zero earlier stand before the CEO of the company, Kokaida herself. Half stellar, half elemental, another alien race. The elementals are, well, yes, they're like, they can manipulate elements. That's a whole alien race. What is this? Zoom update? Did I not install Zoom? Zoom is not free to use. You gotta pay to use Zoom, so it's trash. I get it though. I get it. The story is free though. You ain't gotta pay for this story because write it on stream and it's gonna be free on stream on a site. Because they were chasing Sierra, I said that. The half stellar, half elemental glares at the guards as she feels their watery, salty sweat beads trickle from their foreheads down to their chins before nearly hitting the floor. But before they can, she freezes them and morphs them into ice spikes, moving them back up towards their dropping point underneath the guard's chin. That's freaking crazy. I forgot I wrote that. So she, being an elemental, can control, because of which elemental she is, she can control water and make it into ice and all of that. So she uses literally uses their own sweat against them. Like, I ain't never heard no stuff like that before. No mess like that. She goes, brings it back up to their faces, like, oh, now I'm somebody using my own, like, that's the way to go, bro. Like, if you, like, how do you explain that to, like, a family? Like, say you're a cop on the crime scene, because I was just watching Dexter. Say you're a cop on the crime scene, you gotta go to the family and be like, ma'am, sorry to be here and have to tell you this, but your son was found uh, stabbed in his chin by his own frozen sweat. And we're not sure what happened, ma'am, but gosh darn it if we're not going to find out who did it. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, this is weird, but kind of cool in my eyes. Uh, what did this boy look like? The CEO question. This is the first line of dialogue we've heard since 3 pages. I kind of like that. I like holding off on as much dialogue as I can before needing to resort to it. Even though I'm freaking awesome at writing dialogue when it's not expositional. Normally in the beginning, my dialogue tends to be a little more expositional because I'm trying to explain I don't want to just put everything into words like kind of how I do a description in the beginning, but um, sometimes you kind of need to rely on it, kind of. Not all the time, but sometimes, yeah. Then later, like normally in the beginning of my stories, my dialogue team seems to be a little more expositional. But of course, later down the line, when you know who these characters are, when I know who the characters are, they seem much more human, or I guess alien in this case. They seem more like people, characters, more than exposition machines. And what did this boy look like? The CEO questioned. One of the guards stutters before he speaks, but he puts together a coherent sentence nonetheless. He, he had dark skin and was wearing an Infinipack prototype. We think he might have been stellar. Believe me. The guards rush out of her squeaky clean, sleek office, nearly toppling over one another to get out of what could have been their final resting place. Kakaida lifts a device, and a hologram of someone that is difficult to make out appears before her. These are the same type of devices that you might see in the epilogue of the first book. I believe they use it in the first book. If not, it's in the short story I have here, which is free to read, y'all. It'll be in it's an inherent violence. It's also in for excellence. Those types of devices. Forgot what I called them. Probably just hologram communication devices. Real simple. Real simple. There goes to bed. Kokaida questions her guards as to whom stole the um stole something from them. Kokaida talks to what's his face? Vid. I'm gonna use Omnispect over a hologram device. Listen, what? I just wanted to let you know I'm upping the security around here. She tells the unknown some delinquent broke in and stole a piece. Hey, that's the name of the story. Delinquent broke in here, broke in and stole a piece of obsolete technology. What's he look like? Dark skin, prototype Infinipack, probably selling. I'll have my people keep their ears to the street. The unknown says. Anything else? I wanted to know when your next visit will be. The unknown chuckles. Now you know I have to keep it a surprise, Kokaida. It wouldn't be fair to the other bosses if I let you know, now would it? No, but given our history, I'll see you soon. The unknown ends the transmission, and Kokaida puts her head in her hands. Um, uh, talks on the phone and describes to him what the guards described to her. Unrespect ends the conversation because that might come into play later. I'm not entirely sure. We don't have this mapped out yet. That's what we're doing now. Ends the conversation and ends the conversation by saying he'll see her soon. The next day, Zero roamed his hometown streets. That's kind of another running joke I have in Descended. Like every time we shoot or cut back to Lux in the story, he's walking the street. Lux walks the street. Lux roams the street. Lux struts down the street. He stays strutting the streets. He out here strutting. Gotta let the strut on everybody. You got it. That's the goal in life. That's the dream. Just strut. The dream is strut. Let that be a takeaway. That's the lesson of today, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna have a lesson every day. We're gonna have a lesson every day. That's lesson of the day. Strut. I forgot what yesterday's lesson was. I think I had a lesson yesterday or the day before that. Strut. Uh, he eyes street. Roams the hometown streets looking for food. He eyes the street vendors and steers clear of the popular ones to avoid attracting any sort of unwanted attention. Fortunately, I like how the story's going so far. I thought I'd remember not liking it, but I like it so far. And it's keeping to a small amount of characters currently to meet the rest of them. Which is more. I'm trying to keep my stories more about character. Descendant is almost purely action, and I love it for that. It's kind of just like my popcorn type story, very action oriented. There's some cool stuff that happens in there, man. By the book, by the book. By the book. He wears a. Oh, I gotta put the book in the description of the YouTube video. I forgot. Spots a vendor levitated. I don't know why I'm saying. Fortunately, he spots a vendor at his levitating cart. The future and aliens and space and stuff. Asleep in his chair, Cyril briskly walks over it and snatches a burger, about to bite in front of the sleeping vendor, but he hears a shriek. Cyril's heart sinks, not at the shriek, but at the fact he might get caught because he didn't want to wait to take a bite of the sandwich. To his luck, the vendor stays asleep. Okay. Next note, Cyril steals the sandwich. a burger. He steals a burger. Y'all steal a burger. Sarah steals a burger. Then here's Shriek and saves the shrieking person with the help of the boy Omnispec. To his luck, the vendor stays asleep, but he hears the shriek again. He had seen so many crimes before. What made this one different? No one was around to hear the person's cries for help. The Galactic Guard would not get there on time. He wasn't even sure they'd set foot on this part of the planet. His feet moved on its own towards the cries, and he spots a large Stellar trying to kill an innocent. Hey! Zero shouts to distract the Stellar. Stellar turns towards Zero and makes the kid his target as the innocent takes the opportunity to escape. Large Stellar begins to storm towards Zero, and Zero, in response, sparks up his hand and shoots electricity. Oh, wow, I did not spell that right. At the Stellar. Stellar takes the electricity to the chest and keeps walking as if it's not even there. That tickles, kid, the Stellar says, raising his fist. This won't. That a green blast of energy hits the Stellar in the eyes, temporarily blinding him. Zero turns to see a man stepping towards the two of them in a fur hoodie over a business suit, his eyes steaming green. So that's just a little hint as to, well, a little description as to what Omnispec looks like. One of his eyes changes to frosty blue and shoots out a blast that freezes this large Stellar completely in place in a block of ice. The man stops walking and stands next to Zero, Zero looking up at the Stellar. That was brave of you, the man says. He looks at Zero. What's your name? Zero doesn't speak, not trusting the mysterious man, not trusting a complete stranger. Wise of you. The man continues. As for me, well, I go by many names. You can call me Vid. Zero still doesn't speak. He feels as if he recognizes this. Vid. You look hungry. Come with me. I'd rather not. Well, I was going to take you to a fancy restaurant on the other side of the planet, Vid says. Would you prefer one of the food vendors? Look, I appreciate you for your help, but I have no reason to trust you, Zero tells him. Tell me how you really feel, Vid chuckles. Got it, but, can't leave this hulking guy here. The Galactic Guard probably won't be able to contain him. So, what do you say? Vid shoots red blasts from his eyes, melting the frozen Stellar down to a heated puddle of liquid. Wow. I forgot about that too. But it's to show, like, he can show hospitality, but he's a killer. Omnispec melts the large Stellar that was threatening Zero and the Innocent. Innocent doesn't come into play later. I just needed a name to describe it. Refer to the person. There is one less criminal there, one less criminal to deal with, Fitz says. Now, because he's a villain, he doesn't want other criminals that aren't a part of his team trying to do criminal things. So he looks at that villain as that Stellar that he just killed as competition. But Zero doesn't know that, which is why I didn't want it to be from Zero's perspective, because I wanted more character development as far as the villains go in this series. Villains in Descended are also pretty complicated too. More of their backstories are complicated, but they can be evil, pretty darn evil. Madeline is definitely the mustache twirling kind, like I said, but I want these people to be a little more, it's ironic, human. Zero stares in confusion at the man. Why is he so comfortable with committing murder in front of him? Two more turn the corner and address Vid, but they're, oh wow, that was the wrong there completely, on his side. Apologies, we lost sight of you. A woman in a hoodie and skirt tells Vid. The other person, I don't have a character that's dressed in a hoodie and skirt, female, like, at this point. Now I do. The other person, a man in a half vest that shows his bare chest, looked at Zero. It's not safe for word, kid. Who's the kid, Omnispec? The best man, Morrison asked. Don't worry about him. Vid, also known as Omnispec, tells Morton. he addresses the woman. Man, you look worried. I well, we I thought we lost you. Well, I'm found, Omnispec says. Let's go. The three leave Zero to question who they were. They all looked important and like they belonged in any of the other rich cities of the planet, but they were here. And the boss killed someone in broad daylight as if he were stepping on an ant. He'd seen enough and decides to retreat back to his home. When he reaches the bottom of the stairs, so I'm starting Cyril and the Innocent. I forgot. So Omnispec actually didn't buy Cyril any food. I thought this whole time he was showing hospitality, which he kind of was. He was trying to. Morphin and I know it's not an easy name to say, but aliens. Morphin and Ben catch up to Omnispec, and they leave the alley together. All right. Reaches the bottom of the stairs. Notices. Okay, Cyril goes back home. On the stairs after having finished his burger. Because I wanted to address the burger. It's the whole reason Omnispec is kind of there. He notices that the robot has disappeared. His thoughts shoot to the possibility that the guards followed him, but then he hears clashing in the cupboards of the electric oven. He creeps over to them and swings them open to find the robot that he tried to bring to life the previous night is alive and well. The robot turns, holding a plastic mug in its hands, and cocks his head to the side at Zero. Plastic mug. Plastic mug look like? Why did I call it? Should it be cup? What is a plastic mug? You could invest in better kitchenware, the robot says. Oh, maybe it was a joke. And Zero widens his eyes. I'm reading shock in your face. From your face. It's something I said. You're alive. I would hope so. Dude, you're freaking alive, Zero says in disbelief. Do you have a name? I was going to ask you that. Well, my dad was going to call you Exabyte, Zero says. How's that sound? Good enough for me, Exabyte says. Now, is that a male or female name? Because I believe I was intended to be female. I don't think the name has a specific gender. Perfect. Exabyte hops on the Zero's palm and he walks them over to the workbench. Exabyte hops on the metal and stares up with her illuminate green eyes. It's blue eyes. Illuminate light blue eyes at Zero. He picks up a screwdriver. Well, what's that for? Exabyte asks. I need to make sure everything is running properly, Zero says. Oh, well, I can do that myself. In fact, I already did it as soon as I booted up, Exabyte explains. Zero places a hand on his chin. Look up. I don't know. Something about you reminds me of someone, he says. He waves the thought away. It's nothing. Never mind. Well, what you don't know is that um, Zero, I believe Exabyte was designed with his mother's personality. I think that's when I made that. Zero goes back home to find Exabyte alive and well. Well. Oh shoot! It's 9 p.m. y'all. I got to get up out of here. Okay, she says. Well, beyond my name and the functions and programs I can run, can you tell me something about myself, or yourself for that matter? Um, we can next time. It's a good question, Exabyte. Because we gotta end it here, y'all. Thank you to everybody for stopping by. Do you know how many people 40 people is? I'm just now referring to the title. We're at 40 followers, guys. We're 10 away from becoming officially affiliated. It's crazy. Um, Make sure y'all, if you haven't already, the book has been actually doing pretty well. I just saw the updates on the sales today. Make sure you guys go ahead and get yourselves a copy. What do you really have to do during this quarantine? If not, read. Why not read? You should read. Everybody should read. Reading's good for you. And so is the internet if your internet is working properly. Um, Here's the book. Link is in down here below my face. If you want to buy it, it's ready to go. It's waiting for you. But that's the cover. Shout outs to Nick. That's really dope cover. Um, like I said, the story we're currently writing will be free. Uh, the book is just support myself. There's a lot of money in the book. I'm just now realizing that. But could be it from your boy, guys. Yeah, this will be back up on YouTube. I think I'm gonna wait to put the link up on the in the YouTube video because I was about to sneeze. Is it still there? Wait. Yep, it's still there. All right, sorry. We're gonna go, guys. Thank you to everybody for watching. Everybody, why is everybody? Why do people join when I'm editing the video? You know who you are. You know you just clicked on this video and you're like, hey, this guy looks like he's editing the video. Let's join him. You know you did that on purpose. Whoever you are, you probably leave it now, but I'm gonna scold you for it. I'm scolding you for it. I'm calling you out. Um, we're gonna end it though. We're gonna end the stream, guys. What's today? Wednesday. We will be back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We are off Fridays, but we will be back Saturday. But before that, we're gonna stream tomorrow too. Thank you to everybody for watching. I keep saying we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna continue this story because I'm liking where this is going right now. I like chapter one. I thought I didn't, but I'm liking chapter one right now. And then we'll start. We'll probably be done with finishing chapter one next time, and we'll start planning out the next few chapters after that. So, once again, thank you everybody for watching. And button, button's ready, y'all. Button was like, hey, we ain't waiting on nobody. All right. Hey, Base Phoenix once again signing off. Oh yeah, shout outs to Danny for killing the chat. Shout outs to any family watching. I know you're probably doing something else, but thank you for at least putting it on your phones or laptops or whatever. You're much appreciated. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Base Phoenix signing off, guys.